Okay, today is March 6, 2014. Let's take a quick look at the market and then we look just do a rundown on the stock that I've been following and also a couple of the new ones that I kind of mentioned today. First of all, looking at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 making another new all-time high. Although we got a little bit of an inverted hammer here, so kind of got to be careful. I think the market is getting ready to maybe pull back a little bit again. And also, you look at the Dow Jones 30, it's still lagging, but it's getting working itself up there to this its all-time high there. But don't be surprised to see a little bit pullback and possibly come down and retest this particular level here, somewhere around 16,260 area. And once again, looking at the Dow Jones Transportation, see it's catching up fairly close to the to its previous all-time high. So I have to keep an eye on the transportation. Then the Nasdaq 100 pull back a little bit. And likewise with the Russell 2000, got a little bit of a candle, so it didn't do too much after a big surge. Let me load that, make sure I get all the data point in there. Okay, so that's basically the market, and let's take a look at the Goldfield Mining. I think it's Goldfield because that's the stock I was mentioning about. Let me get Goldfield in there. I was mentioning about that maybe might rotate to the miner, the gold miner, the precious metal mining stock. Because looking at these, I was trading this earlier here, and then when it comes down to this pullback, right now, essentially, I'm looking at the sort of found some support down here. And then right now it's kind of getting at this area here, and if we could break through this particular level, could work itself up to this somewhere around this 420 area, and maybe possibly get filled in this gap and then work itself up progressively to various pivot. But you could play these pullback because essentially see this little bit of a pullback support here. So it's kind of like a wedge, or if you feel a little bit more comfortable, then wait until it come up to this level and play the breakout of this potentially could be a cup and handle pattern. Okay. And the other one is the kind of jumping around. This is rare element. So it's a rare earth stock. And early in the morning, it actually came up, made a real nice move. But whenever I see a candle like this, no matter what time frame it is, I'm going to take profit and scale out because it tells me that there are signs in the market that at this price, it's either whoever want to buy have already bought up here, or do you have attracted so many sellers up here that there is ample supply to meet every bid that is out there. Okay, so until they exhaust it, there's no more bidder to bid up the price. Then it just kind of sank by its own weight. Now, although today it closed on a positive because it opened here. Right? I mean, although it closed at a plus territory, but when we look at the opening price and the closing price, we like to see it close higher than the open. So that would be much better than it closed below the open. That means as the day progresses, the selling pressure is overtake the buying pressure. Right? So this is sort of okay, but actually but the price action it's not good. And when I see this, I always at least I scale some out and take some profit and be very watchful for the coming day. Most likely this probably will dip down and fill this gap. If you enter somewhere down here, you want to make sure that you don't want to turn this winning trade into a losing trade and have this thing come down and it actually kind of reverse itself and sold off and then come down and test these bottom, or these little bit pivot low. So, it's what we call, managing a risk and managing a trade. Right? So, and then also I mentioned about silver. You see silver here, it's kind of to retrace back to this support level, basically near this gap, this big gap here. And it kind of bounces off. Now, you might say that, yeah, it could come down and, come down and fill this gap. Yeah, anything could happen. But essentially right now, let me put this on a closing basis, on a chart here, because when you see a chart like this, like silver or gold, they gap out every day. It's really tough to see, the price level and the trend and that sort of thing. So you can see right here, right, this is the level that we're basically targeting, somewhere around up here at the 2120 level. And here's the potential breakout level if you want to play this level here. Right, and then put your stop maybe somewhere around here, a little below down here. So essentially, we want to play the breakout here and stop somewhere around here because this is the big gap that it's going to want to fill if we come and dip down. If we could get it back up here, then there's a possibility of moving it back up to this $22 level. All right, so if I put this back on the candlestick, so you can see that if it come back up, at this level here, then we're essentially maybe looking at the possibility of getting back up to this pivot. So you have to be careful, and this right here could easily come down to fill this gap here. So, but you look at this, it's a nice little base, triple bottom or whatever you want to call it. It's a nice pivot, nice base support. So you just have to trade according to your trading plan and whatever is comfortable to you. And here's the gold miner ETF, GDX. You see this right here. You see this. This basically is the breakout that we want to see. So it's kind of came down, come up, and pull back a little bit. So it kind of hovering around here, testing the water basically. So I like to play these kind of breakout. If it break out, then they have more higher probability of go keep on running, because rather than if it came up here and then it broke coming straight up, then there's a good chance, at this point, if it break out, then there's a good chance that it come up and then, come back down, and then try to break it out again. But in this case, it kind of right here is kind of, sitting here maybe a couple more days. If it consolidate here, then it break out, then it be, we might be able to see it to come up at least this 2850, 2860 type of level. Okay. And then the junior gold miner, ETF. So essentially, we're looking at this possibility here, breaking out at this level. So we got a little bit more, distant, maybe a little bit more price to come up before it break out. You don't want to try to jump ahead of the game here on this one here, because even though you might say, hey, there's a low baseline that is broken out on this decline. Yeah, but the risk is not worth it. What if it come up here and confront resistance and then back up? So your risk and reward is really not there for you to take this trade. And so I might as well just wait and then see how it behave up here and then play the breakout. And so it's a probability game, right? It's a number game. Then let's go take a look at the stock that we've been talking about, the financial, Morgan Stanley. It came up, got a little bit of a if it's in color, this is red. Right now it's black candle. So we, essentially open up over here and run it up, early in the morning and then come back down. So we're close near the low. So that's not good. Inverted hammer especially with a run up like this in the last couple of days. It's good idea to take some off the table and then kind of, tighten up your stop just in case it reverse. So maybe there's a little opportunity you want to come down and then you can pick it up again. But if it run up, at least, you essentially give it a little bit of a profit if it's run up and then come back down and, you could go back in, right? So it's just like buying a little bit of insurance. You're basically forfeiting some of the potential profit. Yeah, you don't even know what there will be. It's just that the potential profit that you might forfeit. Those are your insurance premium. That's how I look at it. Right? So you can look at it that way. Here's Goldman Sachs, not good. Here's like a shooting star candle. So essentially, you got to start taking some profit, or at least you have to put your stop somewhere around here. And if it start reversing, at least you protect some of your profit if you got in somewhere here. So at least watch it and protect your profit. Now I'm talking on the basis of trading, okay? If you're investing, so don't listen to me, because this is not for investing. Here's B of A. You see again, B of A. Like I said, I got in here, after the close or near the close, and for a stock that went up like that, I have to take profit. If it's not, I'd be. This is when most likely the pig gets slaughtered, right? Okay, so don't be don't be too greedy. Take some off at least. Okay. Then we are talking about GM, the General Motor. Okay, it's holding in there. Essentially, got an inside ball on this little doji candle yesterday on that breakout. To break through the gap. So just got to watch that. I don't have a position on that, but I do have a position on Ford Motor Company. So I'm still holding. Although this right here, this little gap here, because I got in as it crosses broke through that 1550 breakout level that I was watching, that trigger level. So right now, I could assure you, if it come down to where my entry point is, I'd be out. This won't be a losing trade. The only way that I will have a losing trade is it's going to gap down and open passes my stop. So, but if it's going to trade down to my entry level, I will definitely get out on that. So, oops, and you were talking about Micron. Okay, still holding Micron. I kind of got in on a little bit near here, one on the pullback yesterday. So essentially looking at that to see, can it hold? Because the semiconductor been kind of strong. So we kind of see how this thing hold up, because this little camera here, we might get a little bit of a reversal. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then Blackberry still waiting for this thing. It's still holding up this trend line here. So instead of a bull flag now, essentially this is just a little bit of a consolidation pullback. So we just kind of wait for this thing to come back up to this level, about 1085, to break out, and then maybe possibly get back up here and then see what the price action is. And maybe there's a, essentially we're playing for this. See, oops, sorry, let me get back on this here. Essentially what I want to do was to scroll the chart here. Essentially we want to play this gap fill, right? And the premises is if we get up here, we're going to squeeze those short that is still hanging in there to try to hope this thing will tank. And we're going to see the little bit of a short squeeze it up here to this 14 level. JCPenney, talking about this trend line here. I'm gonna post a little bit of a resistance, so you can see that it's kind of hugging that this trend line here. So we're gonna see if a couple more days, maybe it come down and fill this gap here. Then it pulled up, then it break this trend line down here, and that might be a good good possibility of a entry somewhere in that area, and then get this thing come up to this 915. Then we could look at the possibility of getting back up to the 10. Okay. And the AMD didn't do much, so it still kind of work itself up to this 375 area. Yahoo is another stock that got a little bit inside bar. You could say that it's kind of coiling here. Okay. So we'll see, could it get back up here? I do have a position on this guy. And HP. HP is still consolidating up here, building up a little bit of steam at this 30 area. I'm looking for this 30 to break. So better break soon, otherwise this trend line going to catch up with it, and it's going to squeeze it one way or the other. So you always have that risk of if it stay at this level too long, then something adverse happened, then it pushes it down, then it reverses itself and have to go back and work itself back up. So sometimes it's not like you want it to stay there forever to build up enough momentum to push through. There's a little bit of a limit. If it's sitting there too long, then the guy might get tired and then just get reverse itself. And Apple, what can we say about Apple? Still holding on there, try to get up on this pivot. This little pivot that I was talking about, doing a little quick trade. I haven't been doing any trading on Apple. I'm still holding some Apple stock on a long, long some stock. So we'll see. I'm basically playing this pullback. We have this this gap here, and play up here, and got a little bit of a, essentially that was this gap fill play. Now it's kind of pulled back right now, so essentially trying to get the thing back up and maybe possibly, break out of this big pullback, and then get back up here and maybe work itself back up to that 572. That's the game plan. So it's going to work out, depend. Just keep an eye on it. Amazon, right here, we got into this resistance here today. And we're essentially looking at the possibility of getting this guy working here to fill the gap. And, there was that trigger yesterday here when it get to this baseline here. So it's, again, it's basically a little bit of a pullback breakout play. Right? And Facebook didn't do too much today. Facebook, it seems like it just come up to the previous day high, and it just kind of fade out. So we'll see. Kind of got a little bit of an inside day, I believe. Haven't been trading Facebook yet. It's it's not much for me to, at least in my point of view, I don't see much for me to, the reward and the risk ratio, because I'm basically looking at this trend line here. I'm not too fond of these Fibonacci level here, because they are basically outside of this price channel. I'm not saying that it can't go there. It's just that to me, I don't, the probability of it breaking out of this, price channel to get there is much less than it hit this, this price channel and then kind of hit them as a resistance and come back down. So, but that's how I see it. I mean, different people have different point of view. So then here's Twitter. Again, we're talking about still, it's just having a tough time of getting to that 57. You see today it's trying to get up here, and again it ended up, close with a little bit of a shooting star type of candle. So it just can't get up, close any higher than where it opened. Right, same here. Right, look at all these little candles, these doji-like candle. So, okay, that's it. So good luck on your trading tomorrow. Tomorrow is OpEx Friday, so not going to be doing too much. Just kind of watch the game that they play.